Morning, ladies and gentlemen. This confirmation hearing is now called to order. The date today is Friday, July 10th, 2020, and the time right now is 10:31. The Committee on Public Safety, Border Safety, Military and Veterans Affairs, Mayor's Council of Guam, Infrastructure and Public Transit is conducting a confirmation hearing today for the appointment of Manolino Manny Gonzalo to serve as a member of the Licensed General Building Contractor Representative, Guam Building Code Council. And for the record and in conformance with Section 8107 of Chapter 8, Title 5, GCA, the first confirmation hearing notice was sent out on Thursday, July 2nd, 2020, to adhere to the 5 working days requirement, and the second confirmation hearing was put out 48 hours notice, and it was sent out on Wednesday, July 8, 2020, and in addition to these notices, it was also sent out to all the media and posted on the Guam Legislature's website. And I would like to thank all my colleagues for attending this hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna start with Belinda Gonzalo to make her presentation. Go ahead, Belinda. Yeah.
Yes, hi, half a day, good morning. My name is Belinda Gonzalo. I'm the wife of Engineer Manuelino Gonzalo. I presented myself today just to give support to my husband's nomination to the Guam.
If I may interrupt, because I need to lay out some of the rules in as far as this session is concerned. So let me just say that when called to speak, please ensure that you are unmuted and that you are speaking into your microphone. That's number one. Okay. Members of the committee and the legislature wishing to speak may indicate their desire to the chair through the in-app chat feature. Individuals testifying should first be recognized by the chair, by the yours truly, before speaking, and should state their name for the records keeping purposes. The order of questioning will begin with a panel of senators who shall complete their lines of questioning for each representative items on the agenda. Upon completion of the panel's line of questioning, the chair will pose questions. Each member will be allowed to pose a question to an individual testifying for a round, and it will provide another round if needed. Questioning and testimony shall be confined to the substance and nature of the agenda. Personal interference as to the character or the motive of any senator or any individual testifying is not permitted. Any violation of this general rule of conduct will result in removal from the public hearing by the host. Now, Melinda, I'm sorry for interrupting, but you can go ahead and do your testimony. You're on mute right now. Let me try to get you on. Melinda, can you try to unmute yourself?
I unmuted.
Okay, there we go. Got you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I may proceed. Have a day and good morning. My name is Belinda Gonsalvo, wife of Manuelino Gonsalvo. I presented myself today in support of my husband's nomination to the Guam Building Code Council. Uh, I am confident that my husband will be a valuable uh, member of the board. His knowledge and experience as a professional engineer and as a contractor will be a great contribution to the board. He is a very hardworking man, and his dedication to work never ceases. Day and night, I see him work, communicate, collaborate with other professionals, and making sure that his projects are well done. And he will take good care of his workers. He is a good employer at the same time and a good provider to our family. So with all of that, I am very confident that he is a great. He will serve as a good member of the board. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Belinda. And I was looking through Mr. Manolino's, your husband's record of accomplishment, and I know, and I truly believe you that what you had mentioned, going through his record, he has really served a whole lot of uh, agencies in that time, that line of work, and I truly believe you. So with that, Mr. Gonzalvo, go ahead, sir. You're online. You can try to unmute yourself from there.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to Mr. Chair, Senator si Pedo Terlaje. And we thank you for inviting me to this hearing so that I could start sharing my personal background informations that hoping and praying that it will lead to help to the community as well. I just want to um, special mention the it's testimony of my wife. I am very happy and emotional when I heard it from my wife. We seldom talk about things, emotions when we're home, and thank you for my wife, and make me more more inspired. Okay. Okay, so my name is Manuelino Manny Gonsalvo. They call me actually Manny, I guess because the name is so long. So they always call me Manny all the time. And I'm a 53-year-old. Um, Generally, my exposure, my work experiences is more on a private sector. But as I will explain later on, I also was part, or I'm part of some civic organizations, engineering organizations at the moment. So that should also help me express what I have, talent that I have, and experiences. So as a working student, I finished my undergrad degree, the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, and University of Mindanao. And then years later, I took my master's in civil engineering, specializing in a structural side of engineering. And while studying, while working, I'm studying at the same time. So I started as a civil engineer, site field engineer in Philippines. I was raised and born in the Philippines, and moved here in Guam when I was 25 years old. So basically, more than half of my life, I'm here doing all the experiences, talents that I have developed throughout the years. So my first work was working for a developer, Moldix Realty in Philippines. We develop more on subdivisions. And then next to that, I went to more now on the engineering design, because the civil and structural design, and I was working for a multinational company in Makati area from 1989, and then to basically up to 1991 before leaving for Guam. So I worked with two big companies there. One is TCGI Philippines Consultant Group. The other one is TransAsia Consultants Group, which has also a branch in Guam before. And then comes 1991, I moved to Guam, and I worked for Architectural Engineering Services, who at that time was owned by John Sherman. So I sharpen, develop all my engineering and common sense talents in the company, and I worked for him for like 13, 14 years. And during that time, that's where I also happened to partake the licenses. First was the engineering in trainee, and then I have the professional engineering exam that I passed. And so I'm currently a licensed professional engineer in the island of Guam. I also have my active license as a civil engineer in the Philippines. So my exposure at the time is both engineering design, civil and structural, at construction at the same time, because at that particular time, the design belt concept is started to shine. Or actually, it's been there for a while, but Guam adopted it a little bit late. So one of the noted projects that we did as a design build project is the Outrigger Hotel. It was done sometimes in 1994. So from the foundation design, or of course from the soil investigation, foundation design, the whole A&E design. I was part of the design group, and even on the construction when we needed the materials to buy off island. So I was part of it. It was a good experience, and be able to share and coordinate with other discipline. And on top of the Outrigger Hotel, we also did the one of the tower building in Maningon Hills, the hotel up there. And we also did the plaza in Tumon that's owned by the Tanota Partners. And then when the economy went down a little bit on 2004, 2003, so I was forced to put up my own company, and that's where ZNP Builders started. So I start in the construction. I started from small renovation, extension of the house, and because of the trust and good relationship with the client and the customers, so I was able to do multiple projects like commercial buildings, sports complex, like part of the Guam Football Association in Harmon Loop Road area, uh, um, subdivision, office and federal offices. And so the during the course of my work, number one goal is to establish a good relationship with the client and work with the client, so that at the end of the project, everybody is happy. I'm aware that there's so many projects, sometimes it end up very bad for so many reasons. So far so good, and thanks God that everything that, almost I would say 99% of my project end up good. And at the same time, during construction time, I'm still active also in the civil structural design work. So most of my project, I'm the civil and structural designer of record. And part of that, that I did was the hangar done in National Guard like 2 years ago in Barigada. It's a 6 million project by the Federal the Guard, and I was the uh, civil and structural designer of record of the project. And at the same time, because of the exposure in construction, they also hire me as a subcontractor for civil work, structural work, and even the erection of the metal building from top to the bottom to the last anchor bolts of the building. So I have that privilege to be part of the project, and at the same time doing the engineering, civil, and structural part of the design of the project. And there are more couple of projects that I did. As I've said, most of my projects are all I am the civil and structural designer of record. So when one approached me to offer me to be, I'm interested with the be a part of the Guam Building Code Council, I did not hesitate to say yes. One reason being is that during my in my design days, I went to attend also a couple of times, like 2 or 3 times, attended the um, symposium for building codes in the States. So I have that abreast of the changing of the code because the code changes like every 3 years. Um, Guam has still the 2009, and yet the nationwide is 2018. So, and then at the same time, the public interest, I would say, as we age, we of course we work for the family, we work for the children, for school, for their better future. But there is an instinct of me that it's also time to give back to the community. Okay, and then one of the discussion there is that there's very minimal fee when you go to a meeting, and it goes the purpose, my concentration is be able to contribute to what I have in terms of talent, experiences, and exposure to the industry. So just like I remember when because I'm a member of I'm an alumnus of the University of the Philippines. So one time we have that project, and one of the project that we did was to build and give it to the government a kiosk in the western part of Agania uh, park area. So I was the structural designer of that thing, and we went there to check the construction, and so it's somehow trying to refresh that desire to contribute to the public in a way that I can, and that's my goal. Even though at my young age, I'm still probably not on the peak, but my desire to help the community, because I already actually started it on my experience when people call me, especially the small contractors. They, for example, when we tried to construct and they don't know about setbacks, they don't know about what needs to be done to get a building permit, free of charge, I go to their site and help them. Same thing with, like, especially on the religious side, I did a lot of projects in terms of engineering, that I do the services for the church for free. So that desire to help my fellow men, and of course the island of Guam, is there, is burning, and I wanna, and that's what I told our eldest is in the States, doing his studies right now, and I always tell him, um, come back to Guam and share your profession, and right now actually he's taking law in the States, and I hope one day he come and also help. So that's the general perspective, Mr. Chair, or what who I am and what are my goal in my life, and how to go through the years to come in the island of Guam. because whether I like it or not, I'm already here for like almost 30 years. So this is my home. Even though I'm from Philippines, this is our home. And before I end my talk, I want to thank the Governor Lourdes Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio for appointing me to the council. And again, thank you, Senator Terlaje, for giving me a chance to share. And I think this is the start of something public that I can contribute to the island of Guam. And again, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manuel. And we've regarding you had mentioned the governor, lieutenant governor, that they do, both of them do make that right choice. And I know that if you are confirmed, you'll be an asset to the contractors license board. And like I mentioned earlier, that I used to be an RME, but I really don't know too much about structures, engineering, and all that. But I'm pretty sure that with your, not only with your educational background, but most importantly, your skills, your experience, your working experience in engineering, and I know you'll be an asset to the to the government and even to the people of Guam. And I want to thank you and your wife for being here with us. And I know that with your record of accomplishment, I know that you do good and you will help out in every way you can to make sure that the contractors license board is well equipped with the people that have the knowledge to make sure that we maintain those things that we need to do for our people. And with that, I just want to do a closing statement here. I want to thank you again for taking the challenge on this, and I'm pretty sure that with your record of accomplishment and the things that and my recommendation and the recommendation of the body, I am pretty sure that you'll be confirmed. I can assure you right now that with your record of accomplishment, most likely you're not most likely, but for sure you're going to be confirmed. And I would like to, in closing, I would like to thank all of you for your participation into this confirmation hearing for Manolino L. Gonzalo. And if you have if anybody have a written testimony, you can email it to Senator Pedo at senatorjpterlaje.com. Or you can hand deliver it to my office at 140 Aspinall Avenue, Bridgepoint Building, Hagana, Guam 96910. If you look at that address, you can never find my office. But let me just make it clear that going out from the police station, and you're going out to the traffic light, and you pass the post office, the building right after the post office. I'm on the second floor. And if you need anything or if you need to deliver your testimony, I'm open for business all the time. And the time now, ladies and gentlemen, is 10:54. And Manuel, let me just say that I'll be meeting with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Senator.
License board. I want to meet with all the engineers that have that professional knowledge, because you guys are really part of sharing those skills and making sure that we take care of our building, especially in Guam where we have earthquake and all these incidents of disaster. I know you guys would do well. I want to thank you, and Melinda, thank you very much for showing up. And hopefully we can all one of these days we can all meet and kind of just do a round table of all the things that we need to address on the issues that we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that, this confirmation hearing is now adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.